And one of the things I like to do is unlock my mouse wheel and then just kind of spin it on different rotations and then place it. This video is sponsored by G-Portal. I host my servers with them, and you can too. Save 5% with the link in the description. Subscribe for more Valheim. Hey everybody, I'm going to start doing some game mastering videos so that you can run games for your server or for a couple of your friends if you play with them maybe through the Steam's profile. And today I want to show you this gigantic ice cave that I built up here in the deep north on my server. I'll show you what it looks like inside, outside, and then I'll go over how I built it so that you can do something similar. It will be a magnificent POI for the players to come up and discover for themselves. That said, let's go in and take a look. All right, so got these floating ice sheets here. We're going to jump to them. And with these, you just have to be careful because if you stay on one side, it'll start to tip and then you'll fall off and it's very hard to get back onto them. I'm expecting the players to sail up and then come in here to explore the cave. And let's check this out. So again, you want to be careful. And the players might figure this out, but if you do fall in, another player can stand here at the edge to tip it over a little bit, and then you can try to run up it, because I've designed the cave so that they shouldn't be able to get up anywhere if they get stuck in the water, so they will need help from another player. And if you look ahead, you can already see something moving in the water up there. Let's go take a look and see what it is. You can see it's a bunch of serpents in there. I build serpents' nests on my server about every week so that they can go out and collect more serpents' meat. You know, they get together, they sail around, and, there's not really enough serpents out there for a whole server so that they can make some really nice foods. Let's see what happens when I come out of ghost mode. How crazy they get. Oh, here they come. So let me explain to you how I built this. Okay, so first off, you're going to want a couple of mods. Now, really, the best mods that I found, and I worked with the modder Jiroc, are his mods, Server Dev Commands, World Edit, and Infinity Hammer. And these mods allow you to do all kinds of stuff. So I have a hotkey bound to object info. That's object info. And to bind a key, just say bind and then whatever key. In my case, I have keypad 1 bound to it. And then when I do that, it tells me an object's information. So you can see up at the top, it says it's ice 1, its position on in the world, its rotation, and its health. You can see there, I've given it a lot of health so that it cannot be destroyed. And the same with these walls. These walls are ice_rock1, and they have a bunch of health too so that the players cannot. So in order to get these, you spawn_object. The normal spawn command is the default devs command that Iron Gate gives admins. But with those mods, you get this extra command called spawn_object, and you can do all kinds of really cool things with it, like spawning in ice1, which is this floating sheet, and then giving it a bunch of health. In this case, I'm going to give it 10e to the 30, which is an enormous number and will never be destroyed. And because when you spawn something with this command, it spawns it at ground level by default. If you type POS equals, say 4, 0, 0, because that's the X, Y, and Z axis. 4 is just 4 meters out in front of me, it will spawn one of these ice sheets out in front of me. So I'm going to fly here now and show you what this looks like. Yes, I have no clip mode on, so I can go through the walls here. Okay, so if I use that command that I showed you, spawn object ice 1, health 10e to the 30, position 4, boom, it spawns in front of me, and then it falls to the ground. And if I use my hotkey to see its information, you can see it has a bunch of health. Now, these objects cannot be resized. We'll demonstrate that. So if I come over here and I say scale equals, let's say 2, and if you just put one number after scale, it will resize everything by that amount, but you can resize the X, Y, and the Z axis if you want. And I'll show you that with how I created the cave walls. But there you go. I made that twice as big with the scale object command, and it did not work. Okay, so let's come over here. You could see, yes, it's a little bit of a mess. And if I spent a whole bunch of time on it, but it still looks kind of cool. Still pretty cool. But if I spent a lot of time on this, you would see, you could make some really interesting shapes, ice sculptures, more refined looking cave. But let's take this piece, for example. So this here is a rock, and I'm rotating it. I have Gizmo installed so that I can rotate it on various axes. Gizmo is another mod that allows you to rotate all axes where the default game doesn't allow that. And it's scaled. Here, let's put one there. Pretty cool looking ice sheet. And if I hit object info, you can see that it's 2.5. Let's see if I can get to a position where you can read that easier. Here we go. 2.5, 0.5, and 4 to the scaling. And that's because I wanted some like elongated pieces. Then I stuck some big bulbous pieces. This one here is 3, 1.84. Just kind of giving it some shape. This one's real thin, 2.5, 0.54. So yeah, so I rescaled all these pieces because what I wanted was this entrance here where they come in and then they go down and then they have to come around the corner and then they get to see what's in here and then try to farm them. But yeah, so to spawn this in, again, there's two different ways to spawn this ice rock in. If I do hammer ice _ rock 1, this is the default one that you see floating in the water, like right there. That's a default one. And if I look at it, you'll see it scales 111, and it only has 1 health. So 1 health is the solid object, and then once you hit it, it breaks into a bunch of smaller objects on the inside, or like this sort of fragmented version. But yeah, so again, if you want that rock, it's hammer ice rock 1, and that's the default, right? So that and that are the same exact rock. But if I want this to be a different shape, I would say scale, and then you put I'm going to put 0.1 and comma and 4 so I can show you something. Boom. So that's the scale. And look at this. I made a really thin ice sheet out of it. Yep. Pretty cool. These also float. So you can use instead of hammer, you can use the spawn _ object command and then position it right in front of you. And there you go. Here it is as a platform. And now it's floating here. You can see here, it's not touching anything. These float, they do not break. So you can create yourself kind of an avatar type world where you've got rocks and people can build on them. As I have demonstrated in another video, one of the things I award my patrons is a sky platform, and they can use this rock or one of the coastal rocks, which are those right over there, because I can resize these the same way. And the way I'm instantly getting a sample is because if you use the hammer command, just hammer, it'll sample with your hammer whatever's you're pointed at, and I have it bound to my mouse button so I can quickly sample something. And now, of course, this works with build pieces as well. So if I sample the ice sheet, I've got the ice sheet, and if I sample the wall, I've got the wall. And that's Infinity Hammer. But yeah, so that's how you can create your own ice cave. You could do this in just like a creative mode if you want to do something fun in your single player world, or if you want to do this in your admin world, or just playing with a couple of friends on Steam. I create something fun. Let the players come in here and then try to figure out how to combat whatever you put inside. You could put, you build this a little higher. Maybe you could put motor in here, put a bunch of drakes, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a bunch of drakes on the outside and maybe some stone golems around where the land is before I announce this event. And one of the things I like to do is unlock my mouse wheel and then just kind of spin it on different rotations and then place it so that each one is positioned a little differently. So I'll do that again. I'm going to spin it and then I just click and then place it. And then each one looks a little bit different in the water. And of course, like I can make this really big if I want to. So I'm just going to make it scale 2. So it's 2 in every direction. It's bigger. See, the water's kind of deep over here. So I will come over here and then I will spin it and I'll just click randomly and there you go. Pretty cool. That's how you build a custom ice cave for your world, single player, for creative, or to do a fun event or point of interest for your players. Hope that was helpful and you have lots of fun with those commands. All right, that's it for now. Have fun out there. If you get a chance, you should check out the Grimfrost. They have thousands of really cool modern and historical Viking products. So many cool things on their website. Use my link in the description, or you can go to jiroctheviking.com/Grimfrost to get that link also. I'd like to give a huge shout out to my supporters, some of them on Patreon, the YouTube membership, and the ones who help boost our Discord server. Your support means the world to me and inspires me to make more videos, as well as run a community Discord and multiple Valheim gaming servers. If you enjoy my videos and would like to support my work, join our friendly Discord community and Valheim servers. Links can be found in the description below. Skull!